Okay, as people are finding their seats, the first thing I need to ask the group is, am I loud enough? Is that loud? Okay. And can you see this screen? Now we're going to turn the lights off. And I know it's going to be preferred to have the lights off. Go ahead. But is it too much of a distraction to have the lights on because it helps our interpreter? So that's my question for the group. On or off? Off?
Maybe she can turn the light to interpret. Because
Yeah.
if you turn the lights off, I can't see it.
Okay.
But maybe she can.
So Brandy, you're okay?
I'm fine with the lighting the way it is. I'd rather her sit. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you, Brandy. All right. Lights off. Great. Okay. As I stated earlier, my name is Heather. I have a really long last name only because I moved to Louisiana in 2001, and I married a Fontenot from Ville Platte, if anybody of you know. And so, anyway, but I actually worked at UL from 2008 to 2021, where I retired. So I worked in higher education for almost 30 years, 20 of those years being here in the state. So Lafayette definitely holds a special place in my heart. I now live in Baton Rouge, and as I stated earlier, I work for Volunteer Louisiana in the Lieutenant Governor's office. And so a little bit about us. Some of the things that we do is we want to make sure that we are preparing the whole community for disasters or emergency preparedness. And we will go over all the different types of disasters. I don't need to tell you. The big disaster that usually hits Louisiana is? Hurricanes. Okay, she said it first. She gets a prize. Elves. Okay, see, I have prizes. If you speak up, there are prizes. Okay, so that is actually a little cooler. So there's all kinds of things in our little happy box. All right, good. Okay, so we'll talk about the types of disasters. We'll talk about creating a personalized plan for those with access functional needs, and obviously giveaways. And I have a lot of other additional resources to add to your purple folder that you received when you came in. The other thing I would like to add is restrooms. Do we know where they are?
There's restrooms out here, and then there's restrooms across the hall where you came in.
Okay, so across the hall, there are restrooms, and right out here, there are restrooms. So those are important things. Fire, there is a fire pull down right here. We obviously have 2 fire exits over here to my right, where the windows are located. And this building is equipped with a sprinkler system. And again, as someone who prepares those for emergency preparedness, I'm just letting you know when you walk into Walmart, these are things you should think about. All right, what's happening? Where's the closest fire extinguisher? What am I doing? All of those things. Okay, so moving on. I talked about our mission at Volunteer Louisiana is to help strengthen Louisiana's communities. Okay, we have 3 core functions. AmeriCorps, we operate off the Volunteer Generation Fund, which is an AmeriCorps grant. It is a competitive grant, and we are one of only 6 states that received this through our newest administration that completely cut AmeriCorps, and then in July 17th brought all of AmeriCorps back. So we're happy about that. We also do volunteerism, spontaneous unaffiliated volunteers. What are spontaneous unaffiliated volunteers? Oh my gosh, she can't answer every question. What she said was they pop up when you need them and they're not connected to anybody. That's what a spontaneous unaffiliated volunteer is. So again, so they're spontaneous, they pop up whenever you need them, and they're not affiliated with a church group or a disaster group or anything like that. So really important that we try to manage within the state those spontaneous unaffiliated volunteers because they are important to the state's cost share match, which I'm not going to get into, but the state receives money when people volunteer through FEMA. And then disaster services, which I'm a part of. We're a 3-person disaster team, and we conduct disaster preparedness trainings for the total community around the state. So I just explained all of this. Again, we operate under Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. And since 2019, we have trained over 3,000 people. And these have been trainings like this, like a little workshop, or we also create CERT teams, community emergency response teams. We have done Spanish language trainings. We have done trainings for the deaf and hearing impaired. We have done trainings for every type of community you can possibly imagine. So if you're thinking of wanting us to come to your organization, we do trainings for the AARP. We do all kinds of different things, little workshops from an hour at a lunch break to this, which is about 4 or 5 hours, to a 2-day, 8-hour class. So it just really depends. So all you have to do is contact me, and you guys will all get my contact information at the end. All right, big thing that we always want to let people know, especially when we're out speaking, is we give volunteer awards through our office. All you have to do is email us. So if you are the head of a group or part of a, let's say, again, a faith-based organization, and you have people just rocking and rolling, and maybe you have 20 volunteers that are there every Sunday handing out donuts, and you're very appreciative of them. You send us their list. They will receive a volunteer service award signed by the Lieutenant Governor. It's a beautiful presentation from our office with their name on it. So those, again, are a free service from our office. You just have to email us. The other thing is the Champions of Service Award. So one time a year, we open up nominations for Champions of Service. And that is, we have 8 different regions around the state, as well as a teen category where you can nominate someone for a champion of service. And we have a nice, beautiful banquet. I think Harlan was there last year. And Lieutenant Governor comes, and we really make sure to roll out the red carpet for these wonderful people that are doing great things around our state. So just a reminder that you can nominate folks. All right, here we go. Why is it important to prepare?
Disasters are unexpected.
Say that again?
Disasters are unexpected.
Disasters are unexpected, right there. Give that lady a prize. All right. So just so you know, we have a cooler. She got a waterproof pouch for like documents. I think you might have gotten either a battery bank or a Bluetooth speaker. Lives, health, and the environment are in danger. You need to plan to keep your family safe. All right, that's the number one thing we want to talk about in preparations. You are the most important person. If you get hurt, what happens to your family, right? And so if you're going to help your neighbor, we want to be able to help our family and our neighbors first, and then we can go out and help the community. But we want to make sure that we stay as safe as possible. Communication plans, meetup plans, disaster kits are all things you're going to get today. Isn't that exciting? Yay! Okay, so whole community approach. Again, we've talked about this. We want to make sure that every person within the community is engaged in preparedness. It's incredibly important, from grandma to young son or whoever in between. Everyone in your household knows how to be safe and knows what to do. And again, I'm from Kansas, so we get tornado sirens. You know, when the sirens go off, what do? When the emergency alerts pop up, on your phone, on your television, what do you do? Okay, raise your hand if you have the alert system, at least one alert system on your phone. Wonderful, wonderful. Keep your hand up if you have 2. If you have 3 different alert systems. I don't know what the third one would be, but 2's about the limit. Very good, I appreciate your help on that, okay? Community coalitions, like the groups that are here today, will help strengthen these relationships and provide a framework for what we're doing, okay? Types of disaster, all right? Natural, hurricanes hit our area. But what else did we have this last year? Flooding, give that lady a prize. What else?
Snowstorm.
What?
Snowstorm.
Snowstorm, give that lady a prize. This young lady right here, Miss Bev. Okay, so Miss Bev got a seatbelt cutter with a window breaker. So that's what that little yellow thing is. And she got a little mini office kit. It's got the cutest little stapler in it with a little roll of tape and a little notepad. Okay, anyway, technological and accidental. Is our state a state that could have those kind of accidents? Yes. Why? Refineries, oh my goodness, just go down to Preparedness Parish and you'll see it all, or out there by the Mississippi River. Okay, terrorism, chemical, biological, radiological. And again, our state, what is up in Shreveport? Air Force Base. What do we know about that Air Force Base? Great, why? But you're right on track. Shreveport, it used to be, I don't know if it still is, used to be one of the largest munitions holdings in the country. So for the United States, Shreveport Air Force Base used to be the hub of a lot of our munitions. So just FYI, that's what our state is holding. Give that lady a prize. All right. Home fires. Anybody had a home fire? Yeah. What'd you do back there? What's your name? Siobhan, what'd you do for your home fire? Were you able to put it out?
No.
Okay, I'm laughing. That's the bad answer. I'm sorry. What happened?
No,
Short answer. What
I
happened?
have 2 small children, and I made sure I knocked them out, and I went next door and called the fire department.
Beautiful. Absolutely what you should do. I love that. Great answer. Was your home okay?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and that's the worst result, right? It's the best result because her family was safe. And what I say first, you keep your family safe, and she did exactly that. All right, and then pandemic. Who would have thought before 2020 we would have to talk about a pandemic? Goodness. All right. So the government's role in disasters. Now, I have this up here, the link up there. I'm not going to click on it because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But just know if you go to ready.gov, it has every kind of plan you could ever want or need, all right? So the government's role, develop, test, refine emergency plans. So the Lafayette Consolidated Government is here. They're part of this training. Their role as government is to really help develop for the city emergency plans, okay? Provide assistance, things like that. The community's role in disasters, all right, is to network like we're doing right now. Give practical skills, take a training, volunteer to assist if you can, so that you are right now part of the community doing your role, serving your role to prepare in a disaster. So kudos, give yourselves a hand. Great job. Okay. All right, helpful state resources. So Louisiana Emergency Management Disability Age Coalition Guide. I put on here copies are in the sign-in table. However, I have some wonderful Santa's elves who are going to hand them out. I'm sorry, I could not print it big. It's a front and back copy. You can also get this at ready.gov. But this is actually a paper copy. I'm giving out paper copies because my husband likes a paper. So when we fly, he's like, I don't want to get my boarding pass on my phone. I need a paper. I'm like, all right, well, we'll give you a paper. On this list is everything you could possibly want or imagine within the state. Anything dealing with disabilities, any kind of helpful resources. But again, this is also at ready.gov. So any of the links that you see on there, when you have your computer open going to this, you can just click on it. All right.
I'd like to, Leanne just reminded me to let everybody know that in the packet is a QR code that they can scan and get all of these documents.
Great. That is wonderful. Thank you, Leanne. Sure, absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's all right, but
All right.
I'm just like, can I get a copy? Oh yeah, take pictures.
All right. Am I going too fast for folks? I just don't want you to be bored because I don't want to PowerPoint you to death. Brandy, you need to zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. All right. I say that because Brandy and I are great friends, and out of true love, if you know Brandy. Okay. And just so you know, I used to be a coach by trade, so I was a Division I volleyball coach. So I was a head volleyball coach at UL for 15 years. I was a head volleyball coach at Louisiana Tech for 7 years. So my loudness and my assertiveness is probably from that. I'm just gonna say. All right. So personal support network. This is where it becomes really important what you're doing. Okay, I'm not gonna read you this, but when you're assisting someone that needs assistance, right here, really important. Ask if there is a personal care attendant from an agency on their list. Okay? Everyone here that has a personal care attendant, make sure that person is on your list of people in your disaster preparedness kit. At least 2 people on the list who can check on them after an emergency occurs. We have all heard of stories where people didn't have anybody to check on them, and then they're checked on and things are not great, right? So make sure if you are the person that is caring for someone that needs assistance, make sure you have a plan to check in on them, even in a disaster. And there's at least 2 of you. And if you are someone that needs cared for, please make sure you have at least 2 people that can check on you, that have your phone number, that have your address, that have a way to get to you, even if something is happening, okay? And then even more, additionally, a few trusted individuals who live out of town to provide a place to evacuate, all right? Does anybody have a place out of town to evacuate? Oh, good. Does anybody have an out-of-state person that is a central hub of communication for your family? Okay, great. So that's really important. So again, in our state where we do evacuate sometimes, it's really good to have a person that's out of state, because if our phone lines are down in Louisiana or something, or we can't communicate here, maybe we can get a phone out of state or a link to a satellite out of state where somebody can be our hookup person. All right, make a kit ahead of time. So again, I have beautiful, wonderful elves that are going to hand out a basic emergency supply kit. All right, so gathering supplies in advance. And I know outside there is a table that has a ton of different supplies in it. What we really advocate for is you have this stuff in your house right now. 90% of it you have in your home right now. You just need to put it in a centralized location, all right? A backpack, a little tote. Everybody gets those crazy bags from Marshall's or TJ Maxx that are 99 cents because they're so cute, right? Make that your disaster kit. Okay, anything, yeah. The bag you just got today would be perfect to start a disaster kit, all right? 3 to 5 days worth of water, non-perishable food items, and medications, all right? How much is 3 to 5 days of water? 3 gallons of water per person per day. That's a lot of water if you even have a household of 4 people, right? All right. Does anybody have a water stash in their garage? Does anybody have a husband who tries to drink it all the time? Oh my God. I'm like, that is hurricane water. Don't touch it. What are you doing? He's like, well, we don't have any water. I'm like, what's the sink for? There's water in the sink. Anyway, sorry. All right, but seriously, so if you can go to Sam's, if you can have somebody deliver it to your home, however you get water, try to have 3 gallons of water per person. Now, in a hurricane, how do we usually keep our water? Like, where's some good places to put water? Bathtub. Dun, 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 dun. You guys are all so smart. I love that. See, you guys are answering as a group now, so nobody gets a prize. That's too bad. Anyway, bathtub. What else can we do for water? Washing machine. Yeah, what a great idea. Okay, and I will tell you this. I heard this the other day, because I'm still learning a ton, because I am almost 4 years into emergency management, and I'm still learning, obviously. And I heard something. Does anybody have those solar lights that you put in your garden? Yeah. And they're like, and they look so cute up your walkway, nice path, whatever. Yeah, holy moly, those are great in an emergency. Go out, pull them out, keep them in your house at night if the power's off, and then put them back outside in the ground. What a great idea. That sounds so simple, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Holy moly. And then the other great tip I heard is people that are evacuating that don't have a place to go out, get with a group of 3 or 4 people, and everybody saves $1 a day. So if everybody's saving $1, because a lot of times it's like, times are tight, right? We might not have enough money to have a hotel room. And so if you can combine resources and save $1 a day, $5 a month, or something like that, and put it in just your hotel jar. And I thought, well, that's a really simple way to think about evacuation. And then you always have some cash. Because it's always good to have small bills in an emergency. Why? Small bills.
Electricity's out.
No change.
No change. So Philip here, he owns a gas station, right? Yeah. And he is like he is working so hard. There's a line, because gas power generators, everybody's got them unless you're lucky enough to have one hooked up to your house. And you come up to Philip with a 20, he's going to go, because everybody gets 1 gallon allocation from his gas station. He's going to say, thank you very much. Next. Right? So make sure, and it's not his fault. He's trying to get this line through. But also, it's like, make sure you have small bills. All right. Anyway, sorry. What would you keep in your kit? Do you have a personalized plan to meet your needs? Okay. Guess what you guys get today? You get some kits from me. So let's go ahead and hand these out. So in your kit that you get from me today is this watertight bag. Anybody go fishing? If you've gone fishing, you know that these are great. And you fold it down, and then it floats, and it's waterproof. Okay? So everybody gets one of these. I'm going to come in the light. And hopefully the microphone will still be down. Okay. In your kit, you will get this. Have you guys seen these on TV? I'm sorry. Silver rescue blanket. All right? That's what this little thing is. Do not open it unless you need it, because you will never get it back in this little tiny bag. Okay? It will never occur. All right? All right, this is an emergency preparedness booklet. It tells you how to treat burns, cuts, things like that. All right? In here, you have Purell wipes, you've got Band-Aids, you've got different ointments for cuts. You get a small flashlight. Small flashlight. Which should have batteries. Okay, this little red thing with yellow and turret. Anyway, whistle. Why do you need a whistle?
To alert somebody.
Has anybody seen Titanic? Right? Come back! Please, to alert someone where you are. You have to have a whistle, okay? An instant cold pack, right? Power goes out, somebody falls down the stairs because they can't see. Instant cold pack, you just have to hit it really hard and it becomes cold. All right? And then a hygiene kit, which contains toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, anything that you would need in an emergency. So this is simply meant to be your starter kit for your disaster preparedness. All right? Along with whatever else you pick up today. Okay. Now, personalized plan. Who has a communication plan? Does anybody have a family communication plan in terms of fire? Fire. All right, what do you got?
It depends on what house we're at. Like, if I'm at my parents', then we all know dad's doing this, mom's doing this, I'm doing this. We meet up here if we get separated, that kind of deal, because there's usually a lot more of us. Here it's just me. Get out.
Yeah, no, for real. So it's important to have a plan. What they're handing out right now is a communication plan for your family. It's good to have your phone numbers written down. Everybody has a phone, but if your phone dies and then there's no electricity to charge it, or you don't have a power bank, then write some phone numbers down and make sure they're important phone numbers. Have a meetup spot if there is a fire, if there's some kind of other thing that happens, maybe within your home. Hey, we're going to meet by the tree in Mrs. Fondo's yard. You know, whatever it is, that's what we're going to do. And make sure you practice it, especially if you have young people in your home. All right? They used to say the first 72 is on you. What does that mean? First 72 hours, nobody's coming. And you better be able to fend for yourself. But now, it's the first 96. And that doesn't mean people aren't trying to get to you, but that means that you want to make sure, remember how I said, 3 to 5 days of water. That operates in that 96, as well as non-perishable food, things like that. Okay? Access functionality checklist. Okay? Take your disaster kit if you need to evacuate. Inform your support network of your location. Practice, this is so important. Practice giving instructions to people about your situation. All right? Practice on your phone, practice with your kids, practice with your spouse, practice with your neighbor, whoever your person is. Here's what you need to tell somebody to rescue me. I have this and this and this disability, and I want to make sure that I'm taken care of well, or this person is taken care of well, okay? Inventory and ensure possessions, including medical equipment. If you need to evacuate with medical equipment, label it. Have backups, all right? And then don't forget your pets. Who has a pet? Yeah, don't forget your pets. Pets need water, pets need food, pets need a leash, pets need poo bags, right? All of those things that we want to make sure that are in our disaster kits, okay? If you use a motorized wheelchair, have a manual as a backup. Really, really important. If you need oxygen, make sure you contact your supplier to obtain extra supplies and batteries. I didn't see anybody in here needing oxygen, and I don't want to point anybody out, but this is so important because you know how long evacuation can take. Like what is it called? Highways both go in the same direction. Contraflow. Contraflow is happening. You know, you can get stuck for a long time, and if you're somebody that's on oxygen, you need to make sure that you have backup, or you're contacting your person that is taking care of you to make sure that they're calling on your behalf, okay? Purchase a medical alert system, and then also inform your network of your needs and how to check on you, which we talked about earlier, okay? If you reside in an apartment or work outside your home, ask management what the emergency procedures entail. The first thing I did today was tell you what. Exit doors, bathrooms, sprinkler systems. Wherever you work, wherever you are, make sure you know where these things are because they're important. Why are the bathrooms important to know? Other than the obvious. Water. It's a water source. It is a water source, absolutely, okay? Program your cell phones with emergency contact, backup power. So again, in here, and if you're lucky enough to get a prize today, I do have some battery banks in there, okay? And they would fit nicely in your new little pouches, okay? Disaster supply kits, they need to be ready to use 3 to 5 days. I keep repeating that over and over and over again. All right, so somebody name one thing you want to put in your disaster supply kit that's not already in there. Battery backup. Give that lady a prize. What else? Medicine. Okay, this young lady back here with the scarf. Yes, you've got your hand up.
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids. Beautiful. Perfect. What else? Karina.
Charger for your wheelchair tires.
Oh, well, say that again louder.
Like a tire patch kit or repair
A
kit for your wheelchair.
tire repair kit for your wheelchair tires. That's really great. Nice idea. Pink sweatshirt. Thank you. What's that? Neosporin, yes. Any kind of ointment like that. Very good. You in the back? Did you have something?
Well, medical information.
Any medical? Where can you store your medical information?
On your phone.
On your phone. What else?
Or may have QR code. Have that.
Make a QR code. You can put it on one of those little thumb drives, right? You can scan all the prescriptions on there, and you know what else? You can email it to yourself. So then it's in your email. So no matter what computer you access, all your stuff is in your email. So that's another thought. But in here, a little thumb drive works perfectly. Harlan's got his hand up.
Yes, someone was just telling me yesterday about using the photo album.
Oh, that's a great idea
Just for
too.
some of that kind of information.
Yeah.
To help protect it from young.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Did you know prescription bottles are waterproof? Really? Yeah. So your prescription bottle, anything important, you can put inside. And when you're building your kit, if you have an old prescription bottle that has your doctor's name, your prescription on it, you can just throw that in there, and you can put Band-Aids in there, use it as something that's waterproof, but it also has your prescription on the outside, so you have all your information.
If you ever need to store something in your house that you don't want to get wet, put it in the dishwasher.
Oh,
The dishwasher's waterproof. Like, nothing's getting in there to get it, and you can't run it anyway because there's no power. So if you have anything really that you can't take with you, that you need to keep safe, throw it in the dishwasher.
great idea. Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Charges for your medical equipment, like an insulin pump.
Absolutely. Any kind of charges for any of your medical equipment. I love that. Thank you, everybody. And that is the end of my presentation. All right. that you can do simply by spending 1 hour when you get home today or tomorrow after church or whatever you do on your Sundays, and just gather things in your home. A little blanket, a little pillow, a couple cans of food, playing cards. Why would you want to have like playing cards? Or something to keep you busy, right? Anything, especially if you have children. Maybe a comfort toy like a teddy bear or anything like that. A can opener for your food. You know, I could go on and on. A hand crank radio, solar powered radio, very, very good. Any kind of chargers for all of your devices and medical supplies. What else can we think of? Just shout it out.
My husband and I both have cold packs, I guess the best way to call them. As soon as they get wet, they get cold for our insulin and our EpiPens because they can't get hot. So if we can't keep them in the fridge or in an air controlled room, like they go bad. So we both have these little, you just soak them in water, let them dry, and they get all this, I don't know, they cool off. I don't know how it works, but it's amazing. Yeah.
What is it called?
It's just like this reusable cold pack is the best, but it's like an envelope. And, we got them from his insulin supplier, and my EpiPen supplier. We just ask what we do, and that's what they tell us. 'Cause, yeah, like he called his insulin supplier, and he's like, hey, if there's a hurricane and I can't keep it cold, what do I do? And they sent us one. But yeah, you just soak them in water and they get cold. I don't know, it's really cool, but
Yes, Leanne.
it usually lasts for about 8 hours and then we just re-wet it. And just, as long as when it warms up, wet it again. Just keep going, yeah.
I have a
We've had it
question.
for years.
Looking at, do you have any guidance for ordering medications that have to be on a fixed schedule? Things that like you can only have every 28 days or 30 days or things that how do we access those in preparation? Is that a conversation with the doctor? Is that a conversation with the manufacturer? Or what's your guidance around that?
I say it's 100% a conversation with your doctor. Because again, we know, oh, yes, you had an answer for
Yeah,
that?
I have an answer for that. I'm on fixed for Lent. I have to have medication. So the last time that we had a hurricane, my pharmacy actually called me and had it ready for me. So people that have to have certain medications, their pharmacy will have it ready for you when an emergency like that pops up.
Great, thank you for sharing that.
And you can just tell your doctor, my husband works in the oil field, so he is sometimes on a boat for 3 or 4 months at a time and he can't get his insulin, that they only allow you to have so many a day. He told his doctor what he did for a living and called the pharmacy and said, hey, can you get a 3-month supply? And they're like, oh, okay, here you go. So yeah, your doctor will handle it.
Great question, thank you, ma'am. Yes, Kareem.
I also know that with controlled substances, you can, sometimes your pharmacist is able to like maybe increase the volume that you're getting at a lower concentration or vice versa, so that if you're not able to get a 3-month supply, you might still be able to extend that throughout a disaster.
Something I just thought about, our son receives a medicine and it's shipped to us from the New Orleans hospital. It's a specialty item. So what I just thought about is I need to find where I can get backup at, because we don't get it from a local Walgreens, it has to be shipped from them. So New Orleans is ever hit by a hurricane, where we get in for seizures. So I need to know where can I get the backup seizure meds. That's a specialty medicine.
I think that's a good point, Philip, because like, I know we do, our adult child is considered medically complex. So we have pharmacies and medical supply and all that. So it's imperative that we all know kind of the procedures and for each company that we deal with, because they all handle it differently. Some of them will deliver to our house, some of them will ship it if something hits the Gulf. But they each kind of follow a similar timeline, but their process is a little bit different. So I know that we've had to ask, like, okay, when a storm hits the Gulf, how are we gonna get feeding supplies? Sometimes it's generally shipped, but in those instances, they have a courier that comes to our house and brings it, so we can expect that. And there's different stipulations and policies for each company, depending on exactly what you're getting. So it's really important to know those for all of your medications and supplies, so you can prepare better.
We have with my clients, we have a list of packs that we wrote about a local pharmacy. So it's a 30-day And then, of course, if you need, if the doctors and so on, additional 2 weeks in a blizzard pack.
Very good, very good. I know we're talking, yes, Brady.
Also make sure you have, for dialysis number, your number for the hotlines for dialysis, for different, I mean, if you don't know, during Hurricane Ida, where am I supposed to get dialysis? Where's, if you're a full week out of anything, how do you find that? Oh. Right, that happens, so that's one of the things that.
Great. Thank you. A couple other things that sound really simple to put in your disaster kit. What about extra clothes? Like just a t-shirt, maybe a pair of shorts. And it sounds simple. Look down at your shoes, okay? For those of you that have closed-toed shoes on, perfect for a disaster. If your shoes are open-toed shoes, all right? Did you know you should never fly with open-toed shoes? Did we know that? Don't get on an airplane with open-toed shoes. In case of disaster, right? And you're feeling your way, those of you that are visually impaired understand that it's like, if you're feeling your way and it's dark or smoky or whatever, and your shoes fall off, you got flip-flops on, I love flip-flops, by the way. But really important that you try to make sure when you're traveling and anytime that if you can put just an old pair of tennis shoes in your disaster kit so that they're always there, always a great idea as well. Anybody have any other suggestions put in your disaster kit that we haven't covered yet?
I think if you're somebody that's sensitive to overstimulating environments, you can anticipate that they probably will be more so during an emergency. So if you use like noise canceling headphones or light reducing sunglasses, anything like that.
Great idea. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, any other questions for me? All right, I hope at least you learned one little thing. If not, you got lots of fun prizes. All right, so thank you. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, 5 minutes only, and get right back to it. Thank you, everybody. See you.